everyone, and welcome to the penultimate self-care Sundays. So we've got today's session, and then we've got next week's, and then that's us all finished with all our different sessions. So I hope you've so far found them very useful. Today we're looking at an exercise called gut feelings, and if you find this interesting, this is from a book that you can get on Amazon, a Kindle book, and it's called Mindfulness for Teens in 10 minutes a day. So it's exercises to feel calm and stay focused. So for this exercise, gut feelings, I'm going to talk you through it, and then we can try it out together. So what this exercise is about is our brains make decisions by combining logic and critical thinking with our emotions. So learning when to trust our gut feeling is very important. And I'm sure you've heard that before, where people are talking about, oh no, my gut was really telling me that something was wrong there, or my gut was really telling me that this was going to happen, and then it happened. And it's fantastic to be able to trust our gut feelings and to be really in tune with them. So how the book describes it is that it's like GPS when we're driving, so it can take us down the right path. So for the exercise, you'll be doing a timer for 7 minutes. So you can do this whenever you want. You don't have to do it right now, so you can listen to the exercise and then decide whether you want to give it a go or not. So you'd start off by setting a timer for 7 minutes, and then you'd lie on your bed, and it describes really trying to sink into your bed, so get yourself really cozy, and whether that involves you actually putting the duvet over you or adding extra blankets or lots of cushions, whatever gets you really comfortable. And then once you start the exercise, do some breathing. So you can either do that butterfly breathing that we were doing, or we could do square breathing when you're lying on the bed. So that is thinking or imagining a square, or drawing a square out, and each part of it is a different part of your breathing. So you'd be breathing in to go across the square, and then breathe out to go down. Breathe in to go across. Breathe out to go down. And then you would hold as well. So I'll show you just that quickly, in case anybody is unsure of square breathing. So you'd be breathing in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And you can take a minute of break before you go into the next if you find that it makes you feel a little lightheaded. So that's another breathing exercise that you can do when you're lying on the bed to get yourself comfortable for our gut feeling exercise. One more that you could do is finger breathing. So when we're looking at our hand, you'll be following it, and it's the same sort of idea as the square. So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. So that's another breathing exercise. So it's entirely up to you which one you want to choose. So once you feel relaxed, lying on your bed or wherever you've chosen to get comfortable, it's now time to think about a time where you felt resistance. So resistance is maybe when you were going to do something, but something was pulling you back. So you had made a decision, and then for some reason you felt that that actually wasn't a good idea. Or procrastination. So perhaps procrastination was with your schoolwork, or you procrastinated going on a walk, things like that. And then the Mindfulness for Teens book encourages you then to enter that situation. So really visualize, like as if it was back to that time, and really think about the sensations that arise in your body. And this is us trying to get in tune with our gut feeling. So our gut feeling could have been there when we felt that resistance, and it was trying to tell us something and we just weren't aware of it. So notice whether in that place in your body where no resides, notice what colours, maybe there's textures, and this might feel a bit strange, but when we visualise a situation, a colour might just suddenly come in and we've just never thought about adding a colour to the situation, or even a texture. So textures, we associate certain textures with different feelings. So maybe if we were thinking of like silk, that's really smooth, but it's quite cold texture as well. So although it's quite inviting, it might not be the nicest texture for some people. The same idea with maybe like a velvety texture or sponge texture. So think of if there's any of those sort of textures that come to that situation and how you actually feel about that sort of texture. Or maybe colours and textures feels really weird for you to think about and you just can't think of any. So don't be worrying about that, that's fine. This isn't something what we would do every day normally. So perhaps a word that represents that feeling in your body is easier for you to find. So have a think about what word symbolises for you what your body felt at that time. Perhaps anxious came in, or perhaps when you were feeling resistant, you also felt like there was like a brick wall coming, or uncertainty, or lots of different words can tie into these different situations. So have a think and see if there's any comes into mind for you. So once you have came up with your word or your colour, your texture, just continue lying on your bed, and if you need to do your finger breathing, your butterfly breathing or your square breathing, again, do that again. And just focus then on that material or that colour or that texture or that word that resonates with you at that time. So now take another big deep breath in, but this time visualise that negativity that was going on in that situation for you. So once you take that big deep breath in, then breathe all out and visualise that negativity being breathed completely out and it's no longer within your body. Visualise a black wall and bring to your mind a time you said yes and completed a task on time. Enter into your experience and notice any sensations that arise in your body. So again, start to think about colours and textures and maybe a word. So this time we're thinking of something positive, so we were no longer procrastinating and we were no longer resistant in the situation. This is a nice positive situation. So after you came up with your different colours or textures or a word for the positive situation, the book then encourages you to nod your head 4 times. So I understand this can be really silly, but just go with it. So you're nodding your head 4 times in agreement, so you're acknowledging where in your body this feeling resides. So what they mean by that when they're talking about that is when you're in a positive situation and you've been thinking about it and that colour comes into your head or that texture or that word, you're acknowledging that situation. So then that means that in the future you will acknowledge when your gut's telling you about something positive, and you can then differentiate, so you can then understand when your gut's trying to tell you about something that's negative or when your gut's trying to tell you about something that's positive. So once you have done your nodding 4 times, then do your breathing again. So your butterfly, your square, or your finger breathing. And notice how your body tells you so much and provides insight. So if you really get yourself involved in this, and you don't need to do it in front of anybody, I would encourage you to do it on your own in your bedroom, maybe having some music that you find calming or relaxing on in the background can be really helpful. And your body can tell you so much, and if we're not aware of it, then we can't make full use of our bodies. So it's really good to be able to get in tune with your body and to understand what it's telling you in different situations. So just when you finish, then you'll be placing your palms together, okay? And then at the centre of your heart. So you can either have them together like this, if that's comfortable for you, or you can put your hands just like this across on your chest. And this one for me is more comforting, okay? And then just you're going to be doing one final nod to tell your body thank you. And again, when do we tell our body thank you? Like, that's weird, is it not? But it's not, it really isn't. So our body, when it's telling us something, we need to listen to it. And saying thank you to our body isn't something that we're used to doing. We take our bodies for granted, and self-care is so important for that, because our bodies burn out. So you'd be nodding to say thank you to your body at the end, and then just return to your normal breath until your 7-minute timer is done. And that is our exercise for listening to our gut feeling. So I encourage you to give that a go. It will feel strange to start with, because it's not something maybe that you're used to doing, but doing it on your own, in your own time, with your own personal music that makes you feel calm, can be really beneficial to understand our body trying to tell us stuff. Okay, so that's today's. Next week we'll be looking at something called scheduling a worry time. Okay, thank you.